This is Healing with Haley, Episode 5, Tomorrow.
Is it possible that you are the cause of your own suffering? Are you thinking thoughts that are preventing you from taking your life to the next level? My name is Haley Kirk. I'm a life coach, mom, entrepreneur, fierce friend, here to show you how to be the hero of your story. Hello. So today's podcast is on tomorrow. And I actually got the idea for this podcast recording was from singing lullabies to my son, Israel. And, I usually have the same 4 songs that I sing to him. So I'm always trying to spice it up. I love You Are My Sunshine. I love the Tarzan song. Come stop your crying. It'll be all right. I love that song. And then, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Love singing that one to him. So I'm like, man, I need to spice this up. So I don't know how it just came into my head. I was like, the sun will come out tomorrow. So you gotta hang on till tomorrow. I want to sing the lyrics to you guys. I'm not going to sing them. I'm a little sick right now. I kind of like my sick voice. It's kind of sultry. So I hope you guys enjoy my sick voice as well. Here's the lyrics. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, okay, sorry, I'm done. The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, I love ya, tomorrow, you're only a day away. I did a little bit of research on this song. The songwriters are Charles Strauss and, give me just 1 second. It's Martin Charnin. And so they wrote this musical, and it was based off this comic strip that had appeared in 1924. It was called Little Orphan Annie. The song Tomorrow was part of the musical Annie, as we all know, which was premiered on Broadway in 1977. And it is such a famous song. I think I was reading an article on this, and I really love their take on it. It's a beloved classic song that along with the story of Annie is trying to incite hope and perseverance and grit and kind of just going through the hard times. I think that's so beautiful. That's such a beautiful message, especially, as we practice our work and our thought work here in our podcasts and in our lives and in my coaching program. I always try to instill that we operate best, right? We operate best in hope, in love, in compassion. These are emotions that allow us to act and get results that are more beneficial, more fruitful, right? I want to share my screen because there's a lot of ways to think about tomorrow. I kind of want to share some ideas about how some might think of tomorrow. Okay, so here we are, tomorrow. Here's what Albert Einstein says. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Okay, interesting. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi. Oh, I love him. Yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. That one's so fun. Lyndon B. Johnson. Never give up. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine, which plays on this tomorrow theme from Annie that we got going on. The truth is you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Life is a crazy ride and nothing is guaranteed. Eminem. What's up? I had the biggest crush on Eminem. I used to have a poster of Eminem in my room, and I would kiss it to bed. Yes, we'll kiss it before going to bed. Eminem, I hope you never hear my podcast. It's so birthing to admit to someone, like, I loved you so much. I kissed a picture of you before I went to bed. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. Ah, that's so beautiful. Ralph Martson. Ooh, Abraham Lincoln brings it home. Abraham Lincoln brings it home. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Some of us do, and then we pay for it tomorrow. Even if I knew that tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree. Wow, what a thought. Let us sacrifice our today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. APJ Abdul Kalam. That's amazing. It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system, for if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Interesting. Henry Ford. The best preparation for good work tomorrow is to do good work today. Ooh, Elbert Hubbard. This is so fun. Okay, just a few more. Anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strength. Charles Spurgeon. Interesting. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Melody Beattie. That's beautiful. Man, I loved Martin Luther King's. His spoke out to me a lot. Even if I knew that tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my freaking apple tree. That is so beautiful. So the point of this is there's so many ways I wanted to go in the direction of this podcast, but I really wanted to focus on that moment where I was singing to my son. Being a mother is wonderful and beautiful, and at the same time is very difficult and hard. A lot of dark thoughts can come that you might choose to believe, and so I wasn't planning on crying for this podcast, but when I'm singing to my son, all of his naps, for first nap of the day at 8:30 and second nap at 1:30, and then bedtime at 6 p.m. All of those naps, like nap times and bedtimes, I get to sing to him, and I get to see his beautiful little face just become so peaceful. He's like a little spot of sunshine, and he really is my sunshine. And I feel so much hope when I see his face and when I see him go to sleep, and how much peace and happiness I feel in that moment. It's like pure joy, and he gives me that hope for the tomorrow, because sometimes when you're in the thick of a hard day, I coach on just processing the emotion, right? A lot of people are like, just get through it and think positive, change your thoughts. And we can't change our thoughts if we've already felt the deep belief that we might have of it. We have to experience the emotion first, and then do that first, and then you can change your thought. But doing that first is painful and very hard. And I love those moments with my son, because they're very hopeful. And he's my little sunshine, and he clears away the cobwebs and the sorrows, and I just get so much gratitude for those moments. And when I do some priming in the morning to just really set the day right. And every time without fail, when I'm prompted by my priming to think of a moment I can be truly grateful for, I always go to those moments when I speak to my son. And it's so simple, but it's that hope that tomorrow I get to see him again. I get to play with him, that all that I'm worried about, being able to afford everything and the security and just all the things that life demands of you, or that is required to survive in life, I should say. that tomorrow will be better, that tomorrow will incite this hope that you have, right? And hope is such a powerful emotion. A hope for a better tomorrow is it prepares you to do things today, right? Like, I hope tomorrow's going to be, this sunshine and great day, and it helps you to kind of push through today, right? Yeah, sometimes, in my relationship with my lovely partner Ben, I, have these expectations of him. Like, I know he's so unhelpful, and I can think of one silly one, and I like to do silly examples so that it can illustrate a point. It was something along the lines of like I was expecting like a good night hug, or like like an intimate moment before I go to bed, and I didn't get what I wanted. And so I like went to bed and cried, believing, he doesn't love me, he doesn't appreciate me, all the days. And then I wake up tomorrow, right, to the next day, and I realized, like, wow, I was wrapped up in this emotion, that believing something that was really hurting me and not true. And that's where the suffering comes, when we believe something that isn't true. And that's, Byron Katie was one of my favorite authors. She writes, I Need Your Love, Is That True? And Loving What Is. Those are like two of my favorite books of all time. And she argues that believing something that isn't true is innocence. And I think that's so graceful. That's such a wonderful belief system to believe, right? Like, me believing something that isn't true, right? Ben doesn't love me. Of course he loves me, right? I'm choosing to believe he doesn't. And if I just open my eyes, if I change my paradigm, because my perception of reality, of the world, of Ben is wrong based off of the things that I'm believing about him. So if I reframe my lens, clean my lens, and I'm more open to all the ways in which he does love me, right? Like, oh, he pays for the electric bill and the utilities. Like, that just the lights being on is evidence of his love and care for me, right? Oh, there's food in the fridge. That's, he went into the grocery store and got these things. That's more evidence of his love for me. Oh, wow, he has the volume really low so that Israel and I can sleep. Like, oh, that's evidence of his love for me. There's so many ways in which we can see the people in our lives and their love for us. And it's all perception and paradigms that we're maybe not aware of. And I think that, like the quote we read earlier, right? I love this one that Albert Einstein one: learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Question, question, question. If anything, question the stressful thoughts you're believing. What's the story that you keep telling yourself? Oh, motherhood is so hard. Is it though? Maybe there's some truth to that, but it's not always hard. It's actually quite easy. Like today, right? I'm a little sick, and Israel let me sleep like for a little nap, and he just played in his play area while watching Fixer Upper. I didn't even have his Sesame Street on. So yeah, I think that the more we question, and I really want this podcast to be an opportunity to hope for tomorrow, and to allow painful emotions today. Sometimes you just gotta cry and to sleep. I've done that so many times. Free being a mom and being a mom. I think that in the midst of, negative or uncomfortable emotions, it's so important just to let it out and process it. And, Michael Singer, the author of Untethered Soul, he argues that letting things go and don't resist, just allow it to flow out. I think is so powerful. And waiting for that tomorrow. When you wake up and you're like, wow, I made such a big deal out of something so small. Like, you know, my my little ego brain, right? My inner child having a little tantrum, right? And we just are more compassionate and understanding, okay, in those moments, like I just need to process these emotions. And if I need to cry to sleep, then let's do that. If I need to like punch a pillow, let's do that. If I need to call a friend and cry, like let's do that. I think allowing the uncomfort and the discomfort is so important, and not burying those difficult emotions. Yeah, I want to end this podcast with that message of hoping for tomorrow, and if today is gray and lonely, yeah, I mean, you could stick out your chin and grin and say the sun will come out tomorrow. I think that's such a beautiful belief system. But if you don't believe that, cry it out and believe that there's hope for tomorrow. Believe that there's sunshine tomorrow. It's only a day away. So thank you guys for your time, for your support, for your love. I love that you join me at this podcast, and have a lovely, lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow.
If you're looking to change your life in 2024, look no further. I have a coaching program built just for you. Each month, we will dive deep into limiting belief systems, thought patterns, habits, and so much more to take your life to a dream reality. Sign up for my 12-month coaching program before spots fill up. I'm only taking 15 clients who are serious about taking massive action towards their dream life. I'll see you in the program.